Hello. In this video, we are going to present our final project for computational neuroscience. In the following presentation, we are going to explain some points of the work of Abela et al. Related to the influence to the internetwork connection present on the brain. First, let us explain from a biological perspective what happens in our brain related to the different frequencies present on the neural activity.
The function of the nervous system depends on the action potential transmitting neurons. The neurons have two types of nerves in the axon, myelinide and amylinide. The myelinide shell of a neuron consists of fat-contained cells that isolate the axon from electrical activity. This isolation acts to increase the rate of signal transmission. Since fat inhibits the propagation of electricity, the signal jumps from one gap to the next. The electrical impulse jumps from one node to the next at a rate as fast as 120 meters per second. For this reason, the myelinide neurons are faster. Since myelinide neurons don't have myelinide shell, the signal transmission is slow. As Abela said, a neural network may express oscillation frequency, alternate between two or more distinct frequencies, or continually express multiple frequencies.
The origin of this complex activity is not clear, because different cortical layers often produce distinct oscillation frequencies. So, Abela proposed that it may be caused by the influence of internetwork connection on different areas of the brain. The work proposed by Abela et al. Through computational models studied the impact of introducing variation of the connections between different areas of the brain cortex, reproducing some of the frequency behaviors present on a rat brain. In order to observe these behaviors, Abela made 640 different simulations. These are 64 different structures where the CF parameter is changed between 10 different values for each one. In the work of Abela, the neuron model used is the Hodgkin-Huxley, with parameters gotten from the literature as well as the network parameters. The parameters of interest are the structure of the internetwork connection and a factor called CF for conductance factor that determines the strength of the internetwork connections of interest. Changing these two main parameters, we can get some behaviors of interest. The configurations, as the following, show two networks of fast frequency behavior and the other of slow frequency behavior, fully interconnected within themselves. Related to the internetwork connection that are the interest parameters, we have in red the connection of interest and in black the rest of the connections.
The first case illustrates results when a slow network is connected to a fast network with a CF parameter at 0.8. This case will be our control case, when each network has its base frequency behavior. The slow network is located at the top side of the screen, and the fast one on the bottom one. Now, let us show what happens when there is a connection E to E. It means from the slow to the fast with a CF parameter of 10 and a connection I to I from the inhibitory of the slow to inhibitory of the fast. As we can see, the slow network influences in a strong way the behavior of the fast network. Now, let us show what happens when there is a connection E to I, CF of 0.5, and a connection I to E as well. As we can see, the slow network influences the fast network, but not as strong as in the previous case. However, it is important to highlight that the CF parameter is really low, and still we have some influence of the slow network over the fast one.
Now, let us show what happens when there is a connection from the fast network to the slow network. In this case, the connection is E to E with a CF of 10 and an E to I. As we can see, the fast network influences in the strong way the behavior of the slow network. In this case, it's important to highlight the fact that the CF factor required in this case was truly high in comparison with the opposite case. Now, let us show what happened when there is a connection from the fast excitatory to the slow inhibitory with a conductance factor of 10 and an E to E connection. As we can see, the fast network fully inhibits the slow network. Finally, we can conclude saying that, depending on the internetwork connection structure and the CF factor, we can get a huge variety of behaviors on both networks, including the ones observed in the rat's brain, showing that the hypothesis of Abela that states that these parameters are mechanisms of induction to these behaviors may be correct. Thank you.